when you tell the truth, the wolf will reveal itself. I wouldn't even let them know that I'm there. I would just sort of look at them and probably shed a tear. I'm a real person with a real life. I got a real life.
Yeah.
I got a real life. This is not my life. I learned to keep my relationships away from all of this, away from the business, because it don't got nothing to do with the business. That's my business.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of BET Talks. I'm your host, Miabelle, and today's guest is Emmy award-winning actor who we've all seen grace the screens in Watchmen, Aquaman, Candyman, and now he's here to flex those superpowers in Marvel's television series, Wonder Man. Yes, we got a lot of man in here, so please help me welcome Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
Hey, that's pretty good.
A lot of man. Hello.
Wonder Man, Wonder Man, Wonder Man.
What a mighty good man. How you feeling, Yahya?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here with you.
Okay, Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna start this off with a game called This or That. All you do is choose and tell us why.
Just like that?
Very easy.
All right.
You got this. Marvel Universe or Matrix Universe?
Oh, Marvel Universe, because that's where I'm at. And yeah, because that's where you can find me. So for right now, Marvel Universe.
Okay. First date, coffee or cocktails?
Coffee.
Why?
I don't drink much.
I know that's right.
If it's coffee, I'm assuming that it's a little bit earlier in the day, so that give you enough time to make it to a drink hour, so.
Coffee dates, if it goes well. Y'all hear that? Yeah. Chessboard or track field?
I play chess every day.
Still? Wow.
I ran track in high school and in college. I'm gonna say track right now, though. I'm gonna say track right now because I probably need to get my butt on the track.
Okay. Yeah, you need to freshen up those skills.
Yeah.
Wonder Man suit or Black Manta armor?
Oh, I'm gonna say Wonder Man suit.
Okay.
Because that could mean a couple different things. The Wonder Man suit, that could mean like a suit and tie. Sometimes the dude don't even really like wearing the suit. He like being in his jeans and his t-shirt, like just being a dude. So that's more comfortable, that's more like me. And the Black Manta suit is, it's hot and it's heavy, and I did that already, so.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that.
Now, we've seen you play various roles, villains, rebels, and now you are a Marvel superhero.
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
Do you feel like you are walking into your main character era?
That's funny.
You just sat up for me. I feel like it's coming.
No, that's how I live my life, you know what I'm saying? I've always been a main character type of person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, humbly, right? Humbly. This is nothing new. I play every role like a lead without stepping on any toes, and I try to live my life in a front forward way. So I'm happy about where I'm at right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, what parts of your life would you say prepared you to walk into a superhero role, especially as a Black man? Something that we don't see as often on television.
I've been a part of doing that recently. I've been one of the faces of like Black superheroes and being in the superhero space. To be honest, I just think about going out there and doing my job. You know what I'm saying? I carry myself with pride and with integrity and with dignity. I try to stand for something in my own personal life. I try to stand for something in my own artistry, and I think that's enough right there. If my life has backbone and integrity to it, all of those things apparently make me a leading man, and that can inspire people to want to do the same thing, or to understand that Black men can operate in this space and be successful. I'm definitely not the first. I'm far from it, but I'm glad to be right here, right now, holding it down in that way.
Now, the superhero that we're gonna get to see in Wonder Man, what makes you feel that it's relatable to other Black men that are gonna be watching?
Well, it's really just about ambition.
Yeah.
It's a story about a struggling actor. That's what it's about.
I need to be in this movie.
Sorry, you crazy.
I was born to play this character.
Oh, you serious? Boo, they are already talking to Leo.
He has a vision for who he is. He understands what he wants out of life, but it's tough right now. But he comes across an opportunity to audition for this part, which just happens to be his dream role.
You got this, man.
It's a story about ambition. It's a story about doing what it takes to get the job. I think that's relatable across the board. I'm so fortunate to be in it, and that my Black audiences, that they relate to me and that they gravitate to me. And that's enough for me right there. You know what I mean? Like, just the fact that somebody like where I'm from can see me and can say, like, I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just keep on going, dog. You know, keep on going and do your thing. But hopefully, I make it relatable as well as the story, too.
That's what we're looking forward to, and it may makes me want to ask, when you first got the script for Simon Williams,
Yeah.
what was that thing that made you say, absolutely, I'm doing this?
It wasn't even in the script, to be honest. You know, even while I was over there on the DC side, I've been a fan of Marvel. I thought they was cool. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
I thought they was cool. But then also, the chance to work with our director, Destin Cretton. He did a short-term 12. He did a film called Just Mercy. That was Michael B. and Jamie Foxx. I really, really enjoyed his work. I met with him. He said he wanted to shoot it like an indie. My resume is full of superhero things. This is another one, but it doesn't feel like a superhero show. So I was excited to do something different.
Yeah.
To show some range that's not about being badass or not about like having muscles or doing this. This is just a dude, but he also has superpowers and things like that. So the story was diverse, but I was really drawn to the opportunity to come and, you know, do things on the Marvel side. I think they do everything at a tasteful level.
Yeah.
And also the director is one of my favorites working right now.
Now, especially with you saying that Simon's character is just, you know, regular dude struggling who then gets his chance. What are parts of that you see in your story? Because you went from doing so many different things before you got on the main stage.
Yeah, what I relate to in that most is being in school 10 years ago, going to see 42, going to the movies and seeing those actors up there and feeling like, man, I could do that. You know, I'm doing it here in school. I got something to offer. Nobody knows that I'm here. That is the thing that was relatable. I felt like I had something to offer and nobody knew, and all I needed was a shot. Simon has that same drive.
I'm gonna need you to sign this to confirm you don't have superpowers.
But he also has this secret because he has he has powers. He's enhanced.
Are you gonna use super speed or what?
I'm gonna use my car, Trevor.
Does that mean you do or do not have super speed?
What made you take that leap to follow your passion? Because pre-passion, you were, working as an architect, or you went to school for architect and city planning?
I studied architecture. I worked in city planning. I reached a place in my life where I didn't want to have any regrets. I didn't want to have any what ifs, and it was fun. It's as simple as that. And I was just naive enough to say, I'm gonna go try to make a life out of that. Then also running into the right people who told me, yes, you can do it.
Who told you could do it?
I had a couple teachers from my undergraduate who told me, because I asked them. I said, hey, do you think I'm good enough to do this? And they said, absolutely. Now, had they said no, I wouldn't have taken that personal. I would have thought that they were looking out for me, you know, because I went to people who I looked up to. That's why I always say it's important to surround yourself with people who tell you the truth and who speak life into you, especially when you are new at something, especially when you consider yourself an outsider, which I did. And I had two people really tell me plainly that they believed in me and that they thought I could.
And did.
Yeah,
And
still
here
doing
we
it,
are.
yeah.
Now, I also read that you used to stutter.
I still do.
Do you? You ain't give me not a stutter once.
Yeah, you know, well, here we go.
You used to stutter, and acting brought you out of that. Is that true?
It didn't necessarily bring me out, but I don't stutter when I act.
Ah.
I don't know what it's about, but in my personal life, I stutter. My father stuttered. But yeah, actually, I got into acting because as an architecture student, we have to give presentations, and I figured that taking an acting class would help me with my stutter, so that I can not stutter doing my architecture presentations.
Wow.
And it didn't work.
Right?
It didn't work. I still stuttered all throughout my presentations, but I never stuttered when I act, and acting was fun. The more comfortable I get around people, then I just go to it just start going, just because I don't care.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, throughout your career, and this being like, you know, such a huge moment, what would you say has been the peak for you, where you're like, damn, I made it, I'm here?
Oh, I don't entertain that. I'm not interested in myself in that way. I'm looking forward, and if I stop at any point, I'm only 10 years in professionally, right?
Yeah.
So I can't afford to stop and really be impressed about anything that I have done. All of the things that I want to do, they're in the future. They're in my head. They're on my whiteboard at home. The plans that I'm making through my production company. So I stay looking ahead, and in the most healthy way possible, I try to stay present and appreciate the moments.
Right.
Now, in terms of my experiences that I have loved, I did a play called Top Dog Underdog in 2022/2023.
Broadway.
On Broadway, yeah. I was nominated for a Tony. The play won Best Revival that year at the Tonys. That's been the highlight because that was a dream role that I've wanted to play for almost 20 years, and I got the chance to do exactly that. That felt like it was written for me specifically,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So I got to do what I love to do.
Yeah, and Broadway's no joke. You're on night after night, really stretching yourself as a creative. How would you say that experience helped you ace Wonder Man?
I was in shape. I was in actor shape by the time I had gotten around to filming on Wonder Man. Theater is like the gym.
Right.
You know, you go to the gym, you work out, you get sharp, but television is where I got to go flex a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I did, you know, with Wonder Man, and then in a little bit I'll be coming out with a show called Man on Fire that's gonna be coming out on Netflix. So, you know, the training from the stage helps me to continue to be flexible in my performances outside of there. So I got a little bit of that coming up this year.
What about daily habits that really shape you as a man, that allows you to thrive in your career and outside of it, personally too?
Prayer.
Come on, talk about it. Don't get me started.
Yeah. Telling the truth is hard to do, but it's important to do. To be able to tell the truth and stand in the truth. That's how I've been working on myself recently. My auntie, she got a saying. She told me this before she passed away. She said, when you tell the truth, the wolf will reveal itself. And so I've been on this mission to tell the truth in my life, to make sure I don't got no wolves in my life.
Right.
But then also make sure that I'm not a wolf in my own life, or I'm not a wolf in somebody else's life, if you can follow what I'm kind of talking about. So
Absolutely.
That practice right there, it keeps me walking with integrity, so I can have peace and happiness and sleep at night. The rest of it is eating well, staying in shape, and I just got a dog, a little puppy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 6 months old now. His name Buddy. He get on my nerves. He trained, but he not trained. You know what I'm saying? He one of them. But I spend my time trying to get a life. So, you know, so much of this is, you understand, you know, get up, you go to work, you're in service of your audience, in service of your craft, but I'm remembering to get a life.
Separating the two. Do you find it hard to do that when things get as busy as they are now?
Nah, what I'm learning to do is to bring the pace of my actual life to the work. So I'm not letting nobody rush me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not picking up to the pace of the room. I want to have the same calmness that I have in my life at work. I just try to be my own metronome. I just try to be the consistency that walks into the room, you know, so that I have my own peace, because you know how it is. Somebody always got something for you to do, somewhere for you to be, something for you to put on, something for you to fix, something for you to say, somewhere for you to stand. And, you know, you look around, you don't get no time for yourself.
At all.
So I'm taking my time, you know. Yeah.
So are you making time for others in a space of a relationship?
I learned to keep my relationships away from all of this. Keep it away.
Yes.
Keep my relationships away from the business, because it don't got nothing to do with the business. That's my business.
Yeah.
When I'm married, then that's something that I'll share. A little mystery is it's attractive. You know, it's important too. Can't give it all away.
Yeah.
You know.
Because then what do you have for yourself?
There we go.
Sorry, BET Talks. We'll try again next time when he's married. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Now, I know from perspective and wanting to do things, you see other people flourish and you want to know exactly, you know, what they did to do so. So what would your advice be to black men who want to be in your shoes?
Okay, I got real advice. It ain't gonna happen over social media, from social media. It's not gonna happen.
And a lot of people think it is. Elaborate.
Social media is the path to succeed on social media. But if you want to be an actor, you have to learn how to act. If you want to be an actor and have any success and longevity, then you have to be acting. One, you have to call yourself an actor. Then I would recommend taking classes so that you can learn how to act. And then you can meet people who also consider themselves actors. Then you can build community. I took my first class in 2005. I didn't hit the screen until 2016.
Wow.
Even though I have the story of like an overnight success, but it is a grind. It is worth it. It's very important right now if you want longevity, not just fame, to go through an incubation period so that when you get the eyes, when you get some attention, when you get some opportunity, when you get a chance to put on the suit and to stand on the mark and to say the lines, that you know what you're doing, that you have something to say, and that you know how to present yourself as a performer. And that takes a certain education. But it seems as though being known and getting your name out there is the path. It's very seductive, but that's a lie, unfortunately, that a lot of people are buying into. So it is challenging to break into this, but it's worth it. It starts with believing in yourself, considering you're an actor, and then finding somewhere to act.
You gotta really want it.
Yeah.
What are we gonna learn about you in watching Marvel's television series?
I'm funny.
By episode 8, we gonna be laughing that hard, cackling?
I ain't saying you're gonna be cackling and laughing, but like, I ain't this uptight, serious, hard rock dude, you know what I'm saying?
You just gotta go out there and crush it.
I'm the second funniest person I know.
Who's the first? Y'all over there giggling. I haven't heard a joke yet.
It's all good. It's all. I don't be
Who's
telling.
the first?
I don't be telling jokes. You know.
You just naturally funny.
Yeah, I'm just naturally funny.
Who's the first funniest person you know?
His name's Antoine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a friend of mine that I grew up with from 8th grade. And Antoine, that dude the fool.
Okay, so
That dude the
episode
fool.
8.
That dude the fool.
We'll know that you got jokes for us.
See, here you go with the jokes again. I didn't say I'm telling jokes.
It's just natural.
See, now you got me trying to defend whether or not I'm
You
funny
thinking
or
it's
not.
something funny to say?
No, I'm not thinking. I ain't thinking nothing funny to say. Whether I'm funny or not, I think I'm funny.
Right.
So maybe that's what they're gonna learn. They're gonna say, oh, he think he funny, and that's good enough for me. I could work with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can work with that too.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna hit you with some Wonder Man rapid fire.
Okay.
You ready for it?
I don't know, Wonder Man rapid fire. That sound like that's how you get in trouble playing rapid fire about stuff that you can't really talk all the way about.
Yeah,
But-
real quick, calm, cool, collected.
All right.
And straight to it.
All right, let's go.
One word to describe Wonder Man.
A wreck.
One role that changed you.
Is that me or Wonder Man?
You.
Top dog, underdog.
Okay. One thing fans would be surprised to know about you.
We still doing one word?
Well, hey, just make it quick, you know?
All right.
Rap it.
Stupid.
What?
STOOPID.
Okay. Elaborate.
You need me to?
Yeah.
For real?
Uh-huh.
I ain't got no sense.
Okay.
All right.
But you use that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Your personal superhero power.
I take my time.
Okay. Advice to your 18-year-old self. You cannot be rapid on this one.
You know what? Last night, you in my head right now a little bit. Just last night, I was like, what's some advice that I would give to my 18-year-old self? I wouldn't say nothing.
No?
Because I would spoil it for him. And whatever I would tell him, it would be with the intent of getting him ready for whatever's coming. There's no way that he would be ready for anything that is on his way until he experiences what is on his way, both good and bad. So I wouldn't even let him know that I'm there. I would just sort of look at him and probably shed a tear.
Yeah.
Knowing what he wants and knowing what's on the way, knowing what he's gonna get, knowing what he's not gonna get.
When was the last time you shed a tear?
I don't know, last week, something like that.
Thinking about your 18-year-old self?
Nah, thinking about my 39-year-old self.
Like, damn.
Yeah,
here now.
Look, I'm a real person with a real life. I got
Right.
a real life.
Yeah.
I got a real life. This is not my life. That's important to me now. I'm like protecting my life. You know, I know we just kind of rapping, but it's important for me to like tell the truth, right? It's
Yeah.
like my own humanity is important to protect right now because like I walk up the street and people be like, hey, you the dude, you know what I'm saying? And so this profession is tricky. You get a lot of blessings, but it come at a cost. Yeah.
Now, if your life were a Marvel origin story, what would this chapter be called?
If my life was a Marvel origin story,
Which it is.
I think it'd be called Wonder Man, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got a pretty good life.
Okay.
I got a pretty wondrous life, because you gotta include everything I got going on. It's pretty wonderful.
He said it himself, y'all. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Wonder Man,
Hey.
okay? Thank you so much, BT
This was a
Talk.
pleasure, I appreciate it.
Yes, you are great.
And you're very good at what you do, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
I
you very much.
appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Say it louder.
Hey.
Oh.